Back to the 17th, George Burns, also a 2-iron. Another one, they cry. And that settled well down, leaving George a very awkward chip from that sloping, thick grass. Let's have a look at David Graham. This little putt, well, not so little maybe, just touched it down the hill at the 16th. Looks as if it's going to go right, and then in she goes. Well, as I said before, he dropped strokes at the 2 previous holes, with a birdie at the 16th, and now this tee shot at the 17th. Again, the high wrist position, round and round, and he really cracked the club head in at that one.
Look at this, in the hole. Get in.
Marvelous stroke. And up at the 18th, Jack. Must be all of 30 yards from the hole. Swings left to right, but pace is so important. Now, if Jack can get down in 2, he'll hold that position, 2 under, tied with Chi-Chi and John Schroeder, and still very much in the picture, and so are these. Always gives it his maximum effort. Well, there you see what he's got to do. Now, has the old trusty putter worked yet again? Pretty good speed from there. So that's the length putt he missed just a few moments ago. And it's been a little bit of a struggle for Jack. He's had so many good holes today that he's 1 over par for today's round. George Burns at the 17th with a very difficult shot indeed. His ball seemed to settle right in the roots of that grass. He's coming off the downslope. You can see the pin there. The slope of the ground is all from the bunker down away. Well, for a big man, or any size man, that was very delicately played indeed. Back to the 18th, Tommy Valentine putting for a 3. And there haven't been all that many 3s at the 18th. Valentine started at 3 under, it's now 1 under. So 2 over for today. Little putt here for a 72 as we go to David Graham. This is for a birdie, for a 2 at the 17th. 2 birdies in a row, 16 and 17. That's pretty good stuff. And puts him a shot nearer to George Burns. Valentine gets his 4, finishes in 72. 1 under for the championship. Now Jack with what he hopes will be his final stroke of the day. .71. Doesn't look too bad, but a bit of a struggle for Jack Nicklaus. Now back to George Burns at the 17th. This for a 3, and he gets it. A very good 3 indeed, just when he needed it. Having missed the green, awkward little chip. On the card goes a par 3, and now just 1 hole to go.
The USGA uses the 1 and 2 method of pairings, Peter, so it's almost certain that Burns and Graham will be the last pairing again tomorrow.
Burns and Graham could well be playing together tomorrow. That's an interesting thought. They'll certainly know each other's games when that moment comes along. There's David Graham, former PGA champion. Very good golf club designer. Just tinkering with his clubs, makes a nice clean blade. Hoping to hit this tee shot nicely up the right half of the fairway. He was nearly out of bounds yesterday and played a miraculous second shot with the 3-iron out of those trees on the left. As we look down on this 18th tee, fairway slopes from right to left. Anything low and left can hit the hard ground and skip through out of bounds. Unwinds the hips. He's done it again, he says. Pulled it left, but it's held in the rough grass. Now another sort of 10 yards down, and it gets on that firm stuff, and the out of bounds isn't far away. And if he hasn't got a nice lie, he will be struggling to reach the green in 2. Now Burns, 4 for 68. He's had a few trials and tribulations, but if he can get a 4 here or better, it's a very good score indeed.
Perfect drive.
Yeah. Fairway.
Fine drive. Gets a bit of run out of it as well. Up on the top side, but still has that awkward second shot. You can see the players don't have a lot of room between the edge of the green and the flag. So we're on the last hole of the 3rd round here at the 81st US Open. We will return in a moment.
Bill Fleming with Jack Nicklaus here. He has just signed his card at the end of 54 holes. Jack, I don't know, but you seem to be able to predict things so well. Before this tournament started, you said when you begin at 14, that's when the battle begins, and for you today, that's when the battle began.
Well, I'd like to have not had it begin then, Bill, because I was in pretty good shape going to 14. And I don't know, 14 today, of course, I hit my drive through the fairway, and I actually hit an awfully good second shot out of a lie. I didn't think I could move but about 100 yards. Almost got it on the green, then I just didn't hit a good pitch, and I left it 30 feet short, and I tried to make the putt, and I ran it by and missed it. So, you know, I paid the consequences for trying to make up for a lost shot. But
up to that point, you had 3 birdies in 5 holes.
Yeah, I got myself in an awfully good position, and I got off to a good start by birdie in the first hole, you know, and then I got a couple of bogeys that I really didn't think I should have had. I caught a flying lie on 7, and the ball jumped over the green, and I hit it in the rough off the tee at 4, and I ended up only being able to wedge it out. So those kind of things, they're the kind of things that are predictable in a U.S. Open. But, well, that's the way it goes.
Well, you're 5 strokes off the lead at this point, and that isn't certain yet. But we have David Graham down there in a bit of trouble, and I think we'll go back to Jim for just a moment. I do want to ask you another question, so stay by.
Sure.
David Graham has looked over this second shot a good long while. He's in the rough on the left. David, the problem?
Well, I just wonder if Rossi saw the lie, he knows more if he got a chance to get in there.
It's actually a pretty good lie. I think he can get it home from there. It's going to come out jumping, and it could land on the downslope and run on the green.
About what club, Ross?
I think he's trying to hit a 4-iron, David, to get it up. He's hit a good shot.
Boy, he
It's going to
did.
go a little left, but it's got a lot of hit behind it.
There it comes, short of the green still, but running, and it's just short of the putting surface by about 4 or 5 feet. It's begun to drizzle now, but we've certainly been lucky on the weather today. They said 50% chance of thunderstorms. That could have stopped everything, at least for a while. But it didn't happen, at least during play today. And the final round will be tomorrow. Here's the leader. Will be the leader, most certainly, George Burns. 2 under par. If he can par this hole, he'll have a round of 68.
Jim, the great thing here, George has really hit a big drive. Now, he's able to use a lofted club, more lofted clubs than a lot of people have hit shots in here. He'll be able to stop the ball much quicker than, say, Nicklaus's shot that came in here a minute ago.
How about 3 rounds under 70 at Murray? And he hit 69 the first day, 66 yesterday, and headed, if he can par this, as I said, for 68 today.
I couldn't shoot 3 rounds in the under par here if I stayed here a year.
Ball's a mile in the air, David.
I completely lost it, Rossi.
It's way over the green to the right and back. When I say way over it, it's about 30 to 35 feet over the green on the right.
On the golfer's right.
On the golfer's right. That's exactly right. It's well past the bunker. It's well past the bunker on the golfer's right.
Left.
And well past the right-hand bunker. And
The bunker that you see on the
off the
screen
green.
there.
That's right. And here, among the people, it didn't hit anybody or anything like that, but it's in some fairly long grass. And it's going to be pretty tough, isn't it, Dave, to stop that ball near the flagstick coming out of long grass and going downhill.
Jim, pretty tough is putting it mildly. He's got to be able to, I just wonder what kind of shot George may try to play there.
Okay, quickly down to Bill with Jack.
We could spend an hour talking with Jack about golf, but right now I think a couple of pertinent things as these 2 golfers in the final twosome come up to the 18th. Jack, the kind of pressure that George Burns is going to be feeling going out tomorrow is something that very few people have. You witness it many times.
Well, he will have a lot of pressure, and this is one of the old-style golf courses, as you know, Bill. And a lot of strokes can change hands awfully fast on this kind of golf course. It's not like a lot of the modern courses we play today that, you've really got to make a bad shot to have strokes change hands. So, I don't know, George, he could run right away with it if he got off to a good start and got it going. But then again, things go the wrong way, it's going to become tough.